women are taking everything we've had for the last 50 years for granted. They're busy letting their husbands decide their futures.
I feel like particular party is drifting away from free speech.
Social security, there's not enough for like our seniors.
It's climate change. Every single day we have to come in with a new topic, and it's always about climate change.
Probably democracy, our freedom.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. This is Prozac for the people. It's October 18th, 2024, here in Tucson, Arizona. As one of the key swing states this election, Arizona has seen a big push from both parties. So today we're on the University of Arizona campus where former President Obama and Congressman Ruben Gallego are speaking. We're here to talk with the people, see how they're feeling. Stay tuned.
How are you feeling today about like the political landscape? Do you feel like we're more divided than ever, or
Overall, more divided, which even if you boil everything, like all the politics away and everything like that, it's just the fact like he has a bad character. Like if you took him and put him in like a snotty 12-year-old body, like he's the type of kid who would like be in detention 24/7. But overall, I'm hoping we just like take it in the right direction. But overall, I feel divided. I mean, on the way here, I was just talking to my aunt. She was talking about how one of her friends, like after like 48 years, just stopped being friends with her because she was so like into Trump.
Donald Trump wants us to think that this country is hopelessly divided between us and them. Because having people divided and angry and aggrieved and resentful, he figures that boosts his chances to get elected.
That's why we're out here today talking to people, because I don't really watch traditional media,
Neither do I get all my news from TikTok. That fish on TikTok, like literally I trust the SpongeBob fish off TikTok more than I trust a politician. It's crazy.
If you could wave your magic wand and fix one issue today that we're experiencing, it could be, use your imagination, anything really.
Yeah.
What would it be?
Just boiling it down to one issue, it's climate change. I work in park rec and sports management.
Okay.
So like every single day we have to come in with like a new topic and article, and it's always about climate change, and like people don't realize it's like irreversible. It's not a policy issue. Like it's gonna outlive your lifetime. It's an actual issue. And it's also like they don't have like an end goal in mind. It's the same thing that Aldo Leopold, which is like all the environmental majors now, he had the same, like people around that time had the same mentality of like they only think of in the moment. They're not thinking about 10, 20, 40 years down the future, which I know is like it's been spewed the same rhetoric and everything like that, but it's like real, and we're seeing real issues. North Carolina just hit by a hurricane. They're like fucking inland, like not even to mention the ginormous glacier block. I think it's up in Greenland or somewhere out there that had like seismic earthquakes.
Wow.
Because it melted off. And then they'll try, like, people will just try like changing the words, and they'll be like, oh, well, this always happens. All like, this is a cycle. Like, of course it's going to melt and stuff. Like, no, it shouldn't be melting at this speed. Like, what's the end goal? And like, when do we finally call it quits on like fast fashion and stuff?
My mother fought for abortion rights in 1972. Went to my first political rally in 1972 at age 7. I'm so glad she passed away before Trump took office. She's probably rolling in her grave right now.
Trump tried to argue abortion is no longer an issue.
Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion.
And Trump argues that this issue is now back to the states, but polling and recent elections show that this is an issue that has motivated many voters.
Girls, women are taking everything we've had for the last 50 years for granted. Where are these millennial women? Gen Z. They're apathetic. They're busy getting married. They're busy having babies. But you're not going to be able to do that stuff in another 20 years. Your daughters are not going to have the same rights unless you step up.
If you could wave your magic wand and make everybody agree on one issue, would you say it would be women's reproductive rights or
democracy as a whole? Because without democracy, it's not just the abortion right, it's about all of our rights. That has to be the most important thing that we have to focus on right now. Whatever happened to being smart, being educated. When did education become a bad thing? Get involved. I mean, you don't have to volunteer. You know what? Talk to people, learn something, and do your own research. There are still libraries. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to trust Google. Go to the library. And you don't need to pander to a man who's got a 4th grade, comprehension level.
What do you think currently is the biggest issue America's facing right now?
I would probably have to say Social Security. There's not enough for like our seniors. I feel like, because I actually work with the elderly.
Okay.
And then, a lot of them are telling me, oh yeah, I only get this much and this much. And like after bills and stuff, they only have like $100 of like free spend money.
Like Social Security pensions or like social services as well?
Social services as well. They're really impatient with the people. I know some lady, I think she waited 5 years for a cataract surgery. And it's for the eye. Yes, just so she could see it. They're like, oh, well, we have to ask the insurance. Oh, well, we have to ask the doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, oh, we have to ask the insurance. And it's just, I agree. Yeah.
If you could wave your magic wand and fix one thing in America right now, what would it be?
The way that people interact with each other. I feel like everyone's just too mad and impatient with.
What do you think currently is the biggest issue America's facing right now?
I feel like a particular party is drifting away from free speech, as well as a growing favoritism towards socialism, especially among the youth, and inflation.
Now the Democrat Party is unleashing socialism right within our own beautiful country. Today we proclaim that America will never be a socialist or communist country.
If you could wave your magic wand, fix one issue right now, what would it be and why?
I think probably a more decentralized government and just letting the free market do what it has to do. The more government interference, the more inflation, the more we feel the high prices. Every time in a recession, there's always like, oh, what is the president going to do this? What is Congress going to do about this? But the truth is, you just got to let free market do its thing. Yeah. That's how you solve it. I'll be honest, I'm here under disguise.
Okay.
I won't identify as a conservative, but my values typically tend to lean that way. I'm a very open-minded person, but the main reason why I showed up here is mainly just to see the 44th president. I'm friends with liberals and from all sides of the spectrum, and I just don't let that get in the way of friendships. And I think we should just be more open-minded about other views.
Respect each other. How was the rally in there?
I've been very positive and uplifted, and want to help out and volunteering.
If you could say to you personally, what is the biggest issue that we're facing politically right now?
Probably democracy or freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's being threatened?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the Supreme Court giving the president immunity.
If you could wave your magic wand today, right now, and fix one issue that we're facing, what would it be and why?
Okay. We want some clean, fair elections and a big winner like Tim Walz. We're gonna win big.
The election officials are prepared for a lot of bad things this time that didn't materialize in 2020 that were threatened.
Still, the battleground states have been inundated with an avalanche of nearly 200 lawsuits already. Some states facing allegations of voting by non-citizens, which research shows is exceedingly rare. But Mr. Trump has pushed the claims on social media.
It's now November 8th, and Donald Trump has emerged victorious in the 2024 election. Trump outperformed Harris across nearly every key swing state, which has left many people stunned and questioning what happened. To understand the shifts in voter sentiment, we can turn to the exit polls for some insight. This year, Harris faced significant losses across traditionally Democratic voter demographics, influenced in part by dissatisfaction with inflation and the current state of the economy right now. Many voters expressed frustration over rising costs and other economic challenges, which ultimately swayed their decisions at the ballot box. Notably, Harris garnered the lowest support from Latino voters in recent memory, with their backing dropping from 65% for Biden in 2020 to just 53% for her.
Going into this election, 2/3 of Americans said they thought that the country was seriously on the wrong track. So it seems like the easiest takeaway from this is that Trump sold himself as the better man to go in there and to change things for Americans, whether that was for economic reasons, for security reasons, for things like this. The truth is that Kamala Harris was not able to sell herself as the candidate of change.
For all of those who voted for Trump, you bought the ticket. You're going to get to see the show now.